can't make, you cannot, you cannot make amendments in those signs to a bucket to create platforms. So I still ask for any platform here. So clear now, so I can't link into zero line. So, in my mind, it's marketing because it's software, it's internet, it's changing, it's a digital world, but it has to be worked. So that they've been good. They've been.
Recording in progress.
I have 7 o'clock. City Council to order. This administrator to read roll call, please. Mayor Phillips. Present. Councilmember Simpson. Here. Councilmember Phillips. Here. Councilmember Murphy. Here. Councilmember Ray. Here. Councilmember Coleman. Here. All right, we have everyone here. If everyone please stand and join me with the pledge of allegiance. And if you have a hat on, if you remove it for me, I'd appreciate it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for everyone being here. First order of business will be public comment. We give everyone 2 to 3 minutes to talk on any subject matter they want. If anything comes up that we need to evaluate or discuss, so staff will take a look at it and gather the data so we have all the facts before we speak about what we're may or may not be aware of. And so with that said, if you're on the Zoom, if you raise your hand, we recognize you. If you're in the audience here, if you raise your hand, I'll have you come up to the podium, state your name, and then you can speak. So with that said, anyone wish to speak? Denise, go ahead.
Hi, I'm a little bit late, but I wanted to give a huge shout out to the city administrator, David, for all his help with getting the fences around the garbage cans on Shoreview. It has made an immense difference. So that's what I had to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your comments. Appreciate it. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Chief.
This lady is in my spot.
You're the man with the back. You don't have a building. So don't ask.
No, here.
With you.
And don't listen.
Yeah, that's actually our new police chief.
Okay, anyone else? Hearing none, then I'll close public comment. First order of business, council would be the consent agenda. I look for a motion to approve the consent agenda and pay the bills. And that's it.
How much we pay the bills?
Second.
They have a first and a second. Any other discussion, council? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Unanimous decision to approve the consent agenda. Thank you, council. Next order of business is 1823-35 ordinance 1021, northern portion of 19th Street Southeast Tab B. And our community development director will be presenting. Good morning to the chair.
Not real good now. So this is, I believe, is the 4th time this has been in front of you guys, following all of the procedure that needs to happen in order to vacate a portion of a right of way. Again, he's asking for that northern 10 feet, excluding the 250 square feet with the open sign in it. Dave, Brian, everybody's the engineer, everybody's looked at it and concluded that would be fine to vacate. We had a local real estate agent do the appraisal. He's also welcome to do his own if he wishes, and he's aware of that. But this is what they recommended, and
I think that's too high.
it could be, but
It's way high. I mean, for that amount of property, $25,000.
he used 2 pumps and told me that was, I mean, that's all I can go off of.
I saw 100 by 100 foot lot for 50,000. You know, I don't know where those are. And $25,806. I mean, that's preposterous.
Well, I can get another appraisal. It's just not my job to do estimate. So that's.
You know, I would tell him to get someone else.
Yeah,
to do it.
I've told him twice that he can do that.
So if we approve this, then he still has that chance to readjust that after our approval today.
But he's still only paying $12,000. Yeah, I'm not paying 25.
It's a lot of money. 250 square feet.
No,
No.
excluding 200.
So it's 10 by 195.
Correct.
That's all I
Excluding.
I don't know. I think it'd be worth about 2,000, maybe 10,000.
Well, like I said, has that ability, you guys can table this if you want, and there's an appraisal, the only thing that would change would be the valuation in the ordinance. And then it's still, kind of.
He's happy to pay this.
But I mean, we can't readjust the price. It has to be based on
Correct, appraisal.
the appraisals, and if it's in his court to get a reappraisal.
Correct.
We can either kick it back to you and say you need to get another appraisal, or we let him. Is that
And he's
those
seen
the
the
options?
price, I've been very transparent.
Okay.
all times.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
I move that we approve AB 2335.
I'll second. Yeah, first and second, any other discussion from the council? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Any abstaining? Majority approves AB 2335, ordinance 2021, northern portion of 19th Street Southeast, Cab B. Thank you, council. Next order of business, AB 2336, Department of Enterprise Services, agreement and Cab E, and our city administrator, public works director. We've got his name plugged on here, but our city administrator for most of the time. Yeah, we've been 50-50. I'm trying to keep it quick.
So, what this is, we are looking to modernize some of our electric equipment, save the state some energy. And in doing so, they'll actually contract with us to be our agent in contact with the company. And so that's really where we're at now. We've done the preliminary survey, found 4 things we think would be valuable to go after. It's penciled out enough that we can do this agreement. There is a cost associated with this on that last page. So depending on the cost of the project, if it's the bottom line there on the table is $20,000 to $50,000, we would pay the state $4,200 to manage it.
Mhm.
And if we, for some reason, we decide, hey, we got a viable product or project, and the council in the future says, I don't want to do it, I don't care what the state says, it would cost us $2,000 to get out of this transaction fee. But I talked to a gentleman that's working on Steve Lutrus for the state. He said in the past 10 years, they have not charged only 3 times that fee. It's just not normal to do. And the point of this is not that we as a city are going to go out and spend $20,000 or $100,000. This company is going to go find us grants that we
Right.
get. So really, we're just agreeing to grant money to be spent on something. So there's very little cost on our side for a big project. So I'm recommending you go out there to sign it. I'll happily take any questions.
No.
That was how I read it, that they were gonna be bringing money to the table and taking a piece of the money they brought.
I understand.
Yeah.
And only $2,000 to get out of it. I mean, it's nothing. We
Yeah.
spent more on those coins. Right?
I would move that we approve AB 2436.
Second. Okay, I have a first and second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Unanimous decision to approve AB 2336, Department of Enterprise Services, agreement and Cab E. Next order of business is AB 2337 and Cab F, resolution 2023-07 mechanical demolition fees. And our city administrator, community development director, presented.
So there's what the ordinance passed in 2009, saying that the city council would establish fees by resolution. Were never established, so we were just kind of going based on what the state charged. So we are proposing that residential inspections for mechanical permits remain at $30, which they are now. And then commercial inspections go to 100, right now they're $48. And then demolish or demo fees go to 100, right now they're 50. So the commercial mechanical fees obviously take a little bit more time on those larger HVAC systems and what have you than the residential. And then there's actually quite a bit that goes into a demo permit. They have to get their orchestra turned in, Rich has to go make sure that they're following all the laws, and so we want to make sure that the fees adequately reflect the work.
And I believe Rich looked into this and found these from other places here on the Pacific County. that are charging higher rates than even what we're doing. So,
We're good.
We had some pretty big ones in the last year.
Mhm.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time.
Yeah.
I would move, we approve AB 2237.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a first and second. Any other discussion from the council? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Unanimous decision to approve AB 2337, resolution 2023-07 mechanical demolition fees. I have that. Thank you, council. That puts us through all of our business for tonight. We'll go to department head reports and start with our city administrator.
First off, I want to say, I contacted Washington State Fire Fish and Wildlife, and just kept on with the photos that they sent me. I didn't do anything special, we really need to thank, and Paul Shakerson, the crew, it's been, we have scheduled, I want to say in September, a state audit. So the last 2 years of COVID, we had a little bit of a gap. So it'll be a big audit for us to go through, just a lot of stuff. But if you've got any concerns or cares, now's the time. You can reach out to the auditor's office, let them ahead of time, or something if they ought to look into. I don't want a situation like, we see the report on the peninsula that it's in the paper every day. So if you have anything, that'd be a good place to start.
Okay.
I've been part of the 0.1% tax committee, talking about affordable housing. At a meeting today. I don't know if any of you guys made it. They got some interesting information we're working on. Nothing at this time. They don't even have a chair for that committee, but they're still working through the data and trying to understand it. The other thing is I wanted to tell you, we've got the union negotiations going on, and it's just something that we need to talk about at times. And so I talked to Joel, the city attorney, and Ariel, and we went through, and first I didn't give you the bill study. There's an RCW, Open Public Meetings Act, that tells you what has to be open. Some things you can do by executive session, some things you can't do. I mean, we can't just go into executive session and talk about anything we want. When we do, you got to say why it is you're going. And so what you can do for this type of thing is do a closed hearing. It's just, it's not an executive session, it's closed to the public. And RCW, it's already highlighted for you. RCW 4230 and 40. And Brandon, you're on there. The news, I want you to know about this. 423140 talks about those situations. So I've talked to the mayor. We want to have an update with you guys after this meeting ends and go through where we're at on that position units. And we're doing 2 contracts right now, so there's quite a bit to talk about.
You talk about today?
Yeah, right after. Shouldn't take a very long time, but yeah, we might do that right after. We got negotiations coming up this week and again next week. There's no game on it. And I think that's it for me, unless you have questions on me.
Okay. Deputy City
Whatever I know. So just to update, we have a 10 lots, preliminary plat that's been applied for behind the credit union. They want to do 10, vacation rentals. Always go to single family uses vacation rentals in full town. So you know what that, a lot of planning, building stuff going on, typical for this time of year. There is an RCO grant that we are going to apply for that opens August 15th. It's a local parks maintenance grant. You can do anything maintenance wise, and we're going to apply for the 5th Street bathroom rebuild. They really need some love, doesn't it, Brian?
It does.
So we're gonna go after that, see how that goes. There's only 5% match. So when you can ask for up to $100,000, my quote was 80K. So we're gonna do that. As Dave so kindly mentioned audit, so I'll be working on that.
That works.
Yeah. Yeah, no, nor do I. I'm just laughing at him. Yeah, I think that's about all right now. Oh, and we are going to start, we cleared our governor's order 21-2 for the DAP, the Department of Archaeological Historical Preservation for Ocean Beach Boulevard North. So we'll start on that probably next, we'll probably go to bid next spring.
Did we tell them about the
So state parks met with EDA and they agreed on some terms about extending our property agreement. So that's one checkbox we can move forward with, but then State Parks had to draft the amendment, which then goes to legal, which takes 6 weeks. But our mayor has been very diligent about communicating with those in power to kind of speed that process along. So fingers crossed that that moves along, because then I'm all ready to go to legal review of the DBA.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in here. Yeah, the letter, in the correspondence, there's a capital budget for the state improvements. Commerce reached out, and then I said we're ready to move ahead. I'm trying not to make me do any sort of preservation, because it's all above ground. It's computer work. I don't know why I'm not digging into the ground. So anyways, we'll get that contract soon to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, our chief of police.
I don't have anything.
Okay. He has his report and everything. I would like to throw out, Chief's gonna be kind of shy about it, but Chief, Officer Petty had a very glowing, email came in for what he did, that I thought he really did fantastic taking care of somebody here, so, that he didn't have to do. Anyway, our public works director.
All right, well, Independence Day came and went. Just want to thank the Grassroots Garbage Gang and also the Washington Coast Savers. They're an integral piece on, coordinating all those volunteers. We'd still be out picking litter on the beach. So, 2 30-yard dumpsters were pulled off of Bullstead, 1 20-yard dumpster was pulled off Sid Snyder, and we're packed. So, thanks for all that work and appreciate the community. We didn't come out unscathed though. Unfortunately, 5th Street bathroom, the men's side, the door was kicked in. The door jamb was basically busted. We got really lucky. Local vendor had a door jamb that had been sitting collecting dust for 2 years, and it just so happened to work. So we ended up getting it fixed that afternoon. So anyways, we came across a little bit of vandalism, that log cross section near Chautauqua there. Somebody had done some vandalism on the backside of graffiti. So we pulled the picnic table, that will be gone indefinitely, and then we'll get that cleaned up. So sensations went well. Crew came in Saturday morning. We had a lot of work in the lead up. We basically had everything cleared off the beach, I think by 6 o'clock that evening. And then today we got it all wrapped up. So that went well. Culbertson Park Playground. So they got down here, they got all of it pretty much installed. And when they went to the track on the top, apparently they had shipped the wrong brackets. So those brackets are going to be shipped directly from the manufacturer to the contractor. And when they get them, they'll come down and install it. There's probably literally 2 hours work left. So that was kind of a bummer, but it's really, really close. Speaking of pickleball groups, we have a very active pickleball group here on the peninsula. They don't actually have a name. I said I want to, plug them, but long story short, we are going to get some basically wind screening so it can improve their playability. In return, they're actually, again, they've been taking donations. They've actually volunteered. They're going to re-secure the chain link onto the actual fence itself. Just so you know, the chain link's about 3 years old. It's literally rotting from the inside out. So we're going to do our best to get it re-secured. They're going to go out looking for a template grant to make that an improvement. So more to come on that. And I know there's, the city will be involved in part of that. But anyways, more to come there. Let's see. Another good thing that's gone down, the train depot, the roof is done. So the crew started that 3 weeks ago in between, weather, festivals, workload. We got it done, but anyways, that job is complete and turned out really well. It involved a full, basically, reinstallation of sheeting on the roof. So that basically had to rip the whole thing off and start over. But that's got at least 30 years now in front of us. We had put a new dump truck into service, I think today. They worked on it last week and I saw it running around today. So that happened. Gator's scheduled to arrive middle next month. And we got a top dresser that we're going to be able to use our biosolids on our sports fields. The UV system is in shipment, should be arriving at the plant this week, and we'll schedule to get that installed. So basically, that last discharge of be environmentally safe and regulatory compliant. So again, we are now, but the system's very tired, so it gets time. And then the skate upgrades, they're already working on getting ready to spend money. So a lot of improvements are going to come with that. Concrete, I reached out today. We got the conduits run between the two pole buildings at the shop. That way, when we want to run power there, we can do it after the concrete's put in, so that's ready to go. And let's see. And then on my WCIA side, the executive committee actually met last Friday and approved a 25% increase in liability for our assessment. The good news is that's plus minus 15% with our loss history being, very favorable. We'll probably be closer to that 10% mark, but that's still a really significant increase over the last 3 years. We just got to build reserves, and unfortunately, the insurance situation, I can go on for hours, but it's good. And I won't do that. And then as for our annual audit for WCI, we're going to do special events. So we're going to look at our processes for special events and see how we can make improvements on that. So that's my report.
Okay. I just have one thing before we go to the other. I know 2 council members received a letter from Brenda Kane. I met with her personally today for about 40 minutes. Several of the citizens over there on Washington are very upset with what's going on at King Herman's house. We have boarded that up. The police department now is monitoring that. We have the asbestos people coming in to determine if there's asbestos. If there's no asbestos, we're great to move on. If not, then we gotta take it out, bait it, and then we're tearing the building down. And so we are moving forward on that, but we still have a lot of people coming and going out of that building. We still have drug issues going in that building. And so I met with these people and they wrote quite a letter, quite an email. And she was very appreciative and talked highly about our chief of police, which I have, and she really knew our chief. But anyway, so she was very happy and thankful and was shocked that I came by. So
That's great.
anyway, with that said, then,
We can adjourn this meeting and then go to our closed session.
okay, I will adjourn the council meeting at this time and then we'll go to closed session.
We just have that.
Recording stop.